and I guess, just the overall, I mean, how's your position group performing, just through the first 9-10 practices you've gone through?
Yeah, through the first few practices, guys are working. They're really working hard. They're really, trying to do exactly what we asked them to do. It's not pretty whatsoever, and we're a group that's young. We just have to understand and learn how to fight through some things when we're uncomfortable. That's the biggest thing right now that we're working through, and we're still getting to know one another as well. Different personality, and they have different personalities than what I was around last year. But the one thing is we're open and willing to do that. We're excited.
When it comes to Kendall's development, obviously you got a chance to watch film of him from a year ago. In the last couple of weeks, where do you feel like he's really grown the most, and what have you seen just out of his continued development?
He's done a really nice job of just really concentrating on his eyes. Because playing this position for sure, what you look at is everything, and when you're supposed to look at it. And he's done a really, really good job, and probably one of the best jobs in the room of making sure that he does that, whether it's keeping my eyes to the hip, receiver's hands, whatever that may be, and it's getting him in position even better to make some plays.
He's still sort of new here. You're new here again. Do you sense a little bit extra comfort from him, a little bit more?
I do, and that's what happens when you're around, especially this place for a year and playing and things like that. I think he's gotten settled in. He understands the expectations, and that's everything for sure. And that's what all the young guys and guys that are coming in have to understand.
Speaking of young guys that have come in, what have you seen out of a guy like Sevin Banks?
Very talented young man. Just learning every single day just how to go and when to go and things like that. He's willing, without a doubt, and he's excited to be here. And now it's just a matter of just maturing. I mean, this is a tough place. It's a tough position. You have to be mature, and that's a daily process.
And a guy like Taver Johnson, I think he came in as a corner, but he's been doing some cross training with safety. Just kind of what's gone into that, or
no, he's been with us the whole time.
Right.
And the same thing. I mean, those guys should be in English class right now. You know what I mean? We kind of lose sight of that. But like we talked about, they decided to come. So when you decide to come here, hey, the expectations put on you right away. And I think they're getting a sense of that, getting into practice 10, going to 11.
Taver, did Kendall running that track, did that take anything away from the football side this spring or the offseason, or how do you manage those things?
Not at all, because from what I understand, it was right towards the end of the winter workout and everything like that, and all the football stuff we were doing, he was still involved in all the lifting and all that stuff, so it didn't take away at all. If anything, you like that because he's competing. And anytime you compete, that helps you out.
Were you surprised at all to see some of those times he was posting?
Yeah, I mean, I heard he was fast, and then I actually went and watched him. A bunch of us went when the track meet was here. And I thought someone was chasing him with a knife or something. He looked scared when he was running.
What's the one? I'm sorry.
You have some really talented defensive coaches, guys who either could be coordinators or have been. How has it been working with that group of people?
Unbelievable. I mean, you're talking Coach Shiano, a former NFL head coach, defensive coordinator, defensive back coach, Coach Grinch, defensive coordinator, defensive back coach. We really have 3 DB coaches. You look at it there. Coach Johnson, I mean you talk about just experience and just a guy that's been around and personality. Coach Davis, defensive coordinator, NFL, and all the NFL experience. I mean, I'm walking in, I'm like a freshman. When these guys are talking at meetings, I'm taking notes like I'm in class every day. So for me, I still consider myself a young coach, especially with the bald head I have, I mean, it's been a blessing. It really has.
But how do you avoid it being a case of too many cooks in the kitchen, curiosity?
Because no one has ego. There's no ego in it. There's conversation, there's debate, but as soon as we walk out the door, we on one accord, and we're all for the same thing. That's making sure our unit is strong and ready to go.
Kerry Combs rotated 3 cornerbacks, basically as starters the past couple of years. Do you foresee doing the same thing with the cornerback talent you have?
If we have 3 guys that can do that, yes, you would like to for sure, and I think we do. I know that's definitely helped us and benefited us, and that's something, especially at that position, which is big because all the running and things that go into playing that spot, and the nickel comes out of the cornerback room as well. So to answer your question, yes, I do. When? I'm not sure. We just have to make sure we get to that, and that's the case.
People have been looking at that rotation, Taver. Everyone clamors over the recruits and gets excited about their future, but it seems like Damon Arnett just gets overlooked in this mix. How is since you've got to know him and see him, how is he performing? Where does he still fit into this mix for you guys? I assume he's in that top.
Yeah, I tell you what, the one thing Damon has is game experience. He has game experience. You can't take that away. And he is a feisty competitor. Yeah, a lot of times out here, I have to calm him down to make sure he doesn't punch himself, which you appreciate that because he cares so much. But you're right, I mean, he's a guy we're counting on big time. And not just because he has game experience. He has some talent. He has all those other attributes that we need him to definitely have a really, really good season.
That feistiness, we've heard that he likes to talk a little trash. Hearing some of that out here on the practice field.
Yeah, that's the part that we've been calming down, because we like I said, I actually start thinking about this more and more. At our position, it's not a short memory. You can't have a memory at all. When something happens, you got to forget about it immediately because it won't matter the next play. They throw it over our heads.
Right. Speaking of Damon, the number change, he wore 3 last season, 46. Can you go into detail of kind of why the number change? Was it his choice or was it something you guys did to kind of push him a little bit?
Yeah, I know he was 3. He ended up 46. That had to be something that Coach Myra had to answer there. I just started calling him 46 when he came out here. I'm like, what's going on? All right, well, you're Damon Arnett. Let's go. So I'm not sure. That's something I talked to Coach about.
You were just asked about potentially rotating 3 quarters. With Jeff's injury being out for the spring, how does that alter the way that's gone about in practice as far as rotating guys?
You know what? When we go base at the corner spot, what's happened because we go so fast, we actually started rotating 4 or 5 guys. Sometimes our 1s and 2s becomes 1s and 2s on the run because we're going so fast in a tempo. So there's no set 3 rotation now. That's the question. We're not set in stone with that yet. We're excited and ready for Jeff to come back because I'm excited watching him from last year and some things that he did. But it hasn't been that rotation, just setting in stone for the spring.
How much do you want to see the full Jeffrey?
Right now. Right now, as we speak, he's such a smart young man. He's tough. He's a guy, again, that has some game experience. He's long. He can do a lot of good things. So I'm definitely excited.
What have you seen out of calming Damon Arnett down when you're the coach who's doing up downs with the team?
I think just building that relationship. And that's
you're the juice coach, though, right?
Yeah, supposedly, all of us are, especially when we get out here. But once things start going on, and we get into those battles. You have to be under control when things are out of control.
You lost a guy who's regarded to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. It's a big loss. How confident are you that you have the guys to play for the whole position, play at that level?
Very, very confident. Again, just from what I've seen, and not just out here on the field, but from what I've seen in the meeting room, in the training room, in the weight room, very excited. Very excited. I know we'll be able to answer that.
What have you seen out of Sean Wade, and how much is he factoring into the competition for playing time?
Sean's done a really good job. He's healthy now. He's progressed every practice that we've had. He's made some plays. He's a smart individual. He studies the game. And I think, like I said, every practice, he's taken a step more and more, and I know he's coming back from an injury and things like that, but he doesn't allow that to be a crutch whatsoever. He's coachable, and I think that's what's helped him big time.
And Marcus Williamson as well. What kind of progress have you seen from him? How's he factored in?
He's done a good job. Again, he's played a lot of the nickel spot. He's played on the outside of corner. Marcus probably has the quickest feet in our room, which is something that's a big attribute. And he's tough. He's a tough individual. So he's done a nice job, and he has been rotating as well.
What's it been like being back, Taver?
It's been outstanding, man. It's
like
been
old times, kind
of? Yeah, old times have been here, but yes, very different, very different. I think even when you guys walk in the building, it's 4th and 1 every day, in a good way. So, but it's exciting. My family's excited. My mom. Every time I talk to her, she says, "I can't wait. I can't wait." So, it's good.
What is